again, been on vacation for the last 2, and then this is the 3rd week. Give them staff one more week to be off. But you know what's been cool? It's, every day there's, when you're signing vacation out, you give everybody I need, guys to cover the meetings, workout days, whatnot. And when I got back last week and went in, it was 3/4 of the staff was in there. Now I want them to get their time away, and they've done a good job of mixing and matching. And the guys in there, but there's a lot of guys. A lot of guys are eager, coaches and players. But this time is to get into shape for camp. This is the time to really come together as a team and do things, because there is a lot more time in their schedules during the day, and they've been doing that.
What was I guess kind of who's the leadership of that group in the OTAs?
I'm the head coach. I'm the leader. Right? Isn't that what it is? No, with leadership, though, is look, to me, everyone's got to be a leader in their own right. But at the same time, I'm not going to press this idea of leadership on everybody. Everybody, like, what is it, right? What does it mean to lead? Well, if everybody leads, are you really have a good team? Everybody's trying to be leaders. You need people to follow, don't you? You need people to carry out. Well, I could get into this now and talk for a day on this. This has been my summer thing now. You need people that can carry out the message and in return give you information that you need as the coach to make the best decisions for the team. But at the same time, I don't need everybody trying to be a leader. I need everybody to go play with their hair on fire. All right, let's not try to be perfect. Let's go out and cut loose, man. Lions need lion tamers.
In terms of injuries, anything going into camp?
I don't know. Got 2 more weeks. Hope not. Yeah, we've been fine. Right now, there's nicks and bruises and bumps and whatnot, but everybody was out there the other day. The guys that have been, kind of the long-term guys. Josh is probably the biggest long-term guy, and Josh has been.
How you all are going to be used? Do you have any insight on how you will be used personally?
Straight to the running backs. Josh is so far ahead of schedule. But look, when you're dealing with like that, you can't rush it. The time frame's the time frame.
Saw a stat the other day.
Everybody looks good and healthy. I tell you, it's been good seeing some of those receivers get back out there healthy. Something that I thought, really springtime was a position that we don't really know where we're at yet. They've done a really good job of coming together, and we'll see what happens in camp. See how they perform and stay healthy. But there's been a lot of time poured into those guys, and they've responded really well.
How are the young guys acclimating? I know some didn't work there for the spring, but now some of them workouts. How are they acclimating?
Yeah, and I don't have a lot of time around them. Very limited during the week, right, to see that much of them. But AJ's got a lot more time around them than me. Of course, obviously, me and AJ are going to talk every week. Chris Hewitt, Coy. Those guys, huh? Oh yeah, Amir. Those guys. I think they're all going to help us. And then, a guy that was out in the spring who's coming is Trey Stevenson. We might have a chance to help us this year. Big long corner. He's looked good out there, just kind of moving around. But, we'll see. About 5 weeks from now, once we get a few weeks into pads and whatnot.
Do you look you've got quite a bit of depth in that corner. Do you look at maybe trying some guys at some different spots in camp to see maybe building up depth at safety or nickel or whatever if you need to?
Those guys, you got to play whatever. We've moved guys around. We moved guys around in the spring a bunch. I think our depth's pretty good. It's the best it's been in 4 years. I'll tell you that. there's skill set that those guys have. I mean, you're not going to put some of the total different skill set. I mean, each position has things they have to do. I mean, the nickel is a different skill set than a safety or a corner, but it's similar, right? So my belief is to take the best 5 and you get them in the game. I mean, take the next 6th, 7th, 8th and have those ready to go in. Well, that next guy might be your backup safety. Well, maybe a safety can play nickel and the nickel can play corner. Wherever how those things go. But yeah, you obviously want to build the depth at all positions, but you also want to get the best players in the field, and that's what our job is. And I don't think we did a great job of that last year. I don't think we did a great job of developing those guys early. Y'all heard, and I'm not saying anything that's blowing us out of the water. I mean, you guys, I've said that a bunch. And I think we've done a much better job of developing these guys and pressing them and pushing them from January to now.
Speaking of development, Coach, just want to go back to linebackers. You talked about that a little bit, their experience. I want to ask you about the talent. We know about your veterans, Lightsey, Kiefer, Melvin Jordan, Camus Boston, but I want to ask you about Braylon Outlaw. He impressed you in the spring? I know he had an illness. How he progressed the house?
Yeah, he had a cold. First day of practice, we're in team run, and he's dropping back playing curl flat. Okay, in team run, dropping back in coverage. Well, by the end of the first scrimmage, into the second, I'm ready to get him up there and getting him reps. And by the end, he's the guy that I think is going to play for us. So, again, I've said it before, it's shocking that kids develop as 17, 18-year-olds, right? But he's talented, he can run. Football, he's a football guy. And the more he continues to get reps and live reps, and let him get in there and fail and make his mistakes and learn from them. So it's good having EJ back. Speaking of linebackers, it's good having EJ back out there. It's a good looking group now.
You mentioned development being key in the young guys. How does the 5-for-5 eligibility stuff change that to you?
It's hypotheticals right now. I mean, that's real. It's here. But we don't know how it's going to change because we're trying to predict and forecast it. I mean, I've got my own thoughts on it. Some of it's kind of maybe say trade secrets or whatnot on how it is, but just the best way of saying it is we all learn supply and demand in 7th grade, right? And there's less supply, there's more demand, and it costs more, doesn't it? So, get 5 years to play, only one time to transfer, do the math. So now you start looking at a different scale. Right, cost of retention, cost of acquisition, cost of all those things, and those are things we have to look at and try to project out. It's no different than managing your money. I mean, you have projections and what the stocks are going to do and whatnot. But we're dealing with people and the development of people, development of young people. Where there's a big difference in being 17, 18, and 19 and being 24, 25, 26 in the National Football League. The model is similar, but the commodities that we're dealing with are very different in terms of development in their age, just from the nature of the way the good Lord blessed us to develop, right? So.
When you look at kind of your overall recruiting so far, you can't get into specifics, but you guys have a top 25 class. What's kind of been the difference for why you guys have been more successful so far to date with the 27s?
Whatever I say, you guys are going to say what y'all think more anyway. So y'all know the answers to that already. There's a lot. There really is. That's so much deeper than one question. But I'm going to give all the credit to Liam and the ability to put together a good recruiting personnel staff. JJ and the contractual part of it, which that's not even close to being finalized, the contractual part. And then the assistant coaches and their drive, and the coordinators being able to manage their side of the ball within the vision of what I want it to look like and be. communication among each other is a big one. We've got a lot of players on our football team that really enjoy recruiting as well, which I think that's been the biggest difference that I've seen. Our players want to host guys. They want to bring in better players. They want to bring in players that have the same aspirations and mindset as them. And if they don't, they don't want them to come. So your best recruiters are your own players.
With the staff, I know one of the things that you wanted when you redid your contract with Ryan during last year
You read my contract?
is you wanted more support staff. You guys I think doubled, maybe more than doubled the recruiting staff. How much is that kind of factor into it too? Just having, and you have like basically each assistant has like a recruiting office parallel. Like, it seems like you have a really deep room of talented young people kind of trying to help your staff.
Yeah, but it all comes back. I mean, you can have a bunch of people together, but it comes back to leadership and guidance. And the thing I've really wanted, I wanted a football coach in that role, and been able to work it out right the last couple of years. And we were able to this year. And Liam's been the perfect fit for that because he's a ball coach, and he's embraced this role, taken it by the horns, and done a great job of managing his staff, holding them to expectations of what we have. And, he gets the pleasure of coming and sitting down with me every day, going through it. But I think we've done a really good job of game planning the execution of the visits and the meetings and getting them on campus multiple times. I mean, look at the guys that have committed to us. They've been on campus 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? That was a secret to our success at Alabama. I mean, those kids have been on campus 10 times by the time they signed there. And you've got to get them familiar with everything, right? So, and every time they come on campus, it's got to be a different experience for them. We did like this year before the visits. I mean, we started on Tuesday. We'd sit down, a group of us, and we would game plan each kid on the approach and the messaging and the talks and what he needs to hear, and then the final meetings, negotiations, every bit of it. By building the staff the way I've been very fortunate to do this year, not just recruiting but everything. Kind of the organizational part with Josh and Don and Bo, those guys. It's allowed me to spend a lot more time on the things that really make a difference in being here versus here. Really crossing that threshold of being a good team and building yourself into a great team. Because now I'm not worried about some of the minute things that pile up into large things. Those are all handled, and I've got trust in those people handling that. I mean, even not here today, I'm so much more relaxed than I have been because I'm confident in the people I have around me, and I'm confident that it's right for us at Georgia Tech. I'm able to focus on the things that not just I love to do, but make a difference. The individualized recruiting of a kid. Offense, defense, special teams. I mean, gosh, I've done more football in the last 6 months than I've done in the last probably 3 years. And a lot of that is because of the organizational structure we've put in place that I've been able to do this year.